Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors Academy, and thank you for stopping by. All right, guys, on this episode of Bullet Points on this Monday morning, we have got to counter the Washington Post because, per usual, their antics are bringing out all the anti-gun propaganda because they're trying to carry the water and turn the narrative for Biden, just like they've always done. But this is really funny because they particularly lay the mantle of gun violence and gun crime, all air quotes by the way, directly at the Republicans' feet in Congress and the SCOTUS. This is bananas. I cannot wait to share it with you guys, and that's what we do on the Bullet Points. We take their ideas, we counter them, and we send them further than they ever could on their own. So let's jump into it. I've got everything linked in the description box below, and I want to hear from you guys on this one, because this is overt. But before we do, I want to say a quick word from our sponsor, SDI. With more than 350 million firearms in the U.S., the time has never been better to learn how to be a gunsmith. Sonoran Desert Institute offers online firearms technology education with hands-on labs and materials shipped right to your door. Course topics range from AR-10, AR-15, or 1911 armor options to shooting sports management, ballistics, gunsmithing, and more. Get your education and turn your passion for firearms into a successful career. Please visit sdi.edu or call 480-999-4767 to get started. And thank you to SDI for sponsoring this 5 minutes of freedom. So now, let's get back to this situation because Washington Post has got something coming. Opinion. Want to fight crime? Take on the gun lobby. The gun lobby. Okay, let's see what they're saying here. Who is really soft on crime? The gun lobby and all who coddle it, particularly those who serve in the U.S. Senate and on the Supreme Court. Okay, let's keep going, because keep in mind, guys, crime's rising. Biden just redirected the entire format of the Democratic Party to crime prevention, because they're trying to get rid of defund the police. Listen to what they're doing. This is overt propaganda. If you want to talk about those binding themselves to rising violence, start with the politicians and jurists who offer abstract and ahistorical readings of the Second Amendment to prevent mayors, police officers, and lawmakers from getting guns off our streets. So, translation in a very high, lofty way, he's attacking the fact that people are standing up for the Second Amendment as it's written, because that's what it is. It's written. It's not hard. They're trying to reinterpret it, but it's not working, and so they're starting to lash out. That's the whole ahistorical reading thing. Yeah, no, it's definitely historical. Consider how distorted our political dialogue has become, abetted by how the politics of crime are covered in the media. A dead as a doornail slogan, defund the police, dead as a doornail? Okay. Continues to take center stage, but a genuinely powerful movement that handcuffs efforts to fight mayhem by stemming the flow of guns into our neighborhoods continues to get a pass. So they're trying to distance Biden from defund the police. Defund the police was a mainstay of the Democratic Party. Everyone knows that. They're trying to distance this, and they're trying to make it focus on people who enable gun rights. Stretch? Yes, it is, but let's keep going because it gets sillier. The fact remains that very, very few Democrats made the catchphrase their own, and Biden himself repudiated it right out of the gate. How come we don't talk about guns for everybody, which is the world Second Amendment propagandists imagine? That's not the world that propagandists imagine, air quotes. We are Second Amendment advocates where everyone has a right that you can't infringe upon. You don't like it, so you start calling us names and you start conflating defund the police with everyone has natural born rights in this country. Yeah. If politicians in Washington were serious about rising crime, they would take a whole series of steps to limit the spread of weapons. The Senate could start by enacting two modest bills already passed by the House last year, talking about H.R. 8 and H.R. 1446, none of which would have done anything to stem the crime in this country right now in the past year and a half. One requiring background checks for all gun buyers, that's universal background checks for private sales. The other extended the time the FBI would have to check on those trying to buy guns, so extending the time government-mandated waiting periods. Also gun control. That's not going to do anything for people who are stealing and buying guns directly off the street. But that doesn't matter. It's not about logic. It's about the emotional response. This is a temper tantrum in word form. And here comes the sarcasm. How disconnected from urban realities are the good justices? Quote, you don't have to say when you're looking for a permit to speak on the street corner, or whatever, that you know your speech is particularly important, said Chief Justice John G. Roberts Jr. Quote, so why do you have to show in this case, convince somebody that you're entitled to exercise your Second Amendment right, That is a perfect response to an anti-gunner. But listen to what the guy says. Ah, yes, giving a speech is like carrying a gun. Got it. Or they are both rights that are given to us in the Bill of Rights, based in the Constitution. Like, these guys are so irritated about the fact that the guns are in the Constitution and in the Bill of Rights, which protects us from government overreach, so the government can't take them to defend ourselves against said government, that they're now going with, oh yeah, because saying a speech is the same as carrying a gun. They're both linked to rights. It's not difficult, but that's what they're trying to do here. And that's the big point that I wanted to bring you guys. They are getting incredibly desperate. They are trying to reframe defund the police away from the Democrats and shift the onus to, well, Republicans want guns and guns cause the crime, so therefore Republicans want the crime, so therefore vote for Democrats in the midterms. It's going to fail. It's going to fail miserably, and that's why the bullet points exist. We are going to take what they have. We are going to counter it. We're going to provide proper information. We're going to send it even further than their articles ever could. And thank you for watching. Let me know what you guys think in the comments field below, and I will see you at the 9 p.m. segment tonight. I'm Braden. See you later.